Here we go. I'm Eric, the Primal Swede, and I am an endurance warrior to be. That's my idea anyway. So I continue to plan my epic US adventure. And I shared two earlier videos where I talk about ride with GPS and planning of the routes. I think that's where I begin anyway. So I get a proper understanding of distances and where I will be and those things. That's crucial to set up the map. Right. So today I've been working here for like an hour checking out. Okay, so if I know the route, like what are the distances per day and so on, right? So I will share my screen, and I realize this, some parts of this is in Swedish, but it doesn't matter. So I checked my mate's travel, what he did. So he did the whole thing in 34 days, 5,774 kilometers. So that's an average speed of 169k per day, almost like 170, right? So that's pretty cool. And then I'm thinking, okay, so I have kind of similar amount of time. I have about 5 weeks, but it takes like at least 2 days to get on site, get to the US. And I also would like to have some extra space, some extra time at the end of this whole thing. So, after 34 days, then I'm down here. You can see where I'm marking that, right? So then that's day 34. So that's actually Saturday. So if I would arrive on Saturday, I probably want to have a day of rest on Sunday. So that's day 35. And then I'm going to take the flight back to Sweden on day 36. And as it's from the Sweden, I travel east. I travel kind of into the future, right? So then I would land on day 37. And I'm pretty sure I will be, super tired, exhausted, like broken, right? When I arrive on day 47. So I don't think I want to go to work. Because behold, I actually have like a full-time job. So I don't think I want to go to work on day 38. So probably I need that day as a rest as well. Maybe day 39 and then head to the office on day 40. But I kind of want to compress the whole thing. I don't want to delay too much. I kind of want to be efficient. I want to have a good speed. So what can I do? So I've been doing some math. So the total distance is 5,700k, right? So it's on the top here. Let's say I have 34 days. So then I would average about 170k a day, right? So that's what my friend did, Fredrik. However, if I bike, say 180 kilometers a day, then I would finish in 32 days. So in 32 days I would finish and I would reach my goal, and that would actually be on a Thursday, right? So then I would have some extra margin of error, some extra time. However, if I do this whole thing with 200 kilometers a day, and that's pretty ambitious, because when I did my bike touring from Spain to Sweden about a year ago, I did about 150k a day, and that was tough. So I'm not sure if that's possible, but so if I do 200k a day, that will be 29 days. So in 29 days, that's a Monday. So I will reach the finish line on a Monday. So if I reach the finish line on a Monday and I'm in New York, I can relax and rest on Tuesday, and I can catch a flight on Wednesday. I'm in Sweden on Thursday, and I have some extra space here, right? However, again, bam, I don't necessarily want all of that extra space in Sweden. Okay, so I arrive to Sweden, I'm super tired, I'm exhausted, like shit, man, I'm half dead, I've been biking through the US, I'm mad. I can do that for a few days, but isn't it better to actually take those days and put those days to use in the United States, right? So ideally, I'm ideally I'm thinking maybe I will try to do this 200k a day. I kind of have the feeling it's super ambitious. But if I do 200k a day, it will take me 29 days, but I will have, say, 5 days, those days, as an extra margin of error. And I will place those days, not at the end, obviously, but I will place those days somewhere around here. So say I take a day rest every week, for instance. So that's create some extra space. And also, if I do 200k a day and it's in 29 days, oh man, like kind of how many hours a day will I bike? And this is interesting as well. Like, am I imagining this whole adventure as kind of waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and I bike until 2 a.m. in the morning, and then I sleep for like 2 hours, and then I go again? If I did that, I reckon I would do like 400k a day or something. But I'm not sure that is the kind of trip I want to do. I think I want to do like a 200k trip, taking it a bit easier, but still pushing it, but still have time to actually see and explore stuff, right? So I'm thinking here is where I have done some extra math. Okay, so say if I do 180k a day, I would start 6 a.m. in the morning. I would go on until 5 p.m. in the evening. I would have like 1 hour of rest. I eat something, I take some rest, I stretch my legs. But I still would arrive rather early in the evening, like at 5 p.m., which means I could, if I plan properly, I check into whatever I am, or a camping site or something. I can take it easy, I can relax, I can have some dinner, I can work with some photo editing and those things, right? So that means I would bike for about 10 hours, right? Is the math okay there? 10. That's like a 10-hour thing. I bike for 10 hours. And my average speed is 18 kilometers per hour. Is 18 kilometers per hour, is that reasonable? That's what I'm asking me. Eric, Primal Swede. I'm not sure if that's actually what I say, but I say, okay, so is that reasonable, like 18 kilometers per hour? It's difficult because if it's really flat, you can do 30 kilometers per hour, right? But if it's like this, mountains, I think it's tough to do 18. Maybe you do like 9. That could be like super slow. So the average speed overall 18. It makes sense. I think that makes sense. And if I want to do 200k, maybe I wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, I bike until 7 p.m. in the evening, I still have that 1 hour of rest, but I do it for like 12 hours. Okay, so if I bike for a longer duration of time during the day, it stands to reason that I will also bike slower because I will be more tired. And then that average speed would be almost like 17k per hour. Is that reasonable? It's I think it's pretty slow, but again, it's kind of, you stretch out the whole thing. You take some breaks, you stop somewhere, you have some mechanical failures, you want to eat something, so it's kind of, it all adds up. So I'm not sure, but this, I think, 200k a day, I think it's ambitious. I think it would be tough, but I think that is what I will try to aim for. I think 200k a day, that is what I will try to build this whole thing around. Because I can always extend it a bit. I can always go for 1 hour more or something, right? I can always rest a bit less. But if I do 200k, I have the idea that I am out for 29 days. I will have some extra margin of error that I can work with. Okay. So that's what I wanted to show you today. Also, bam, I want to show you this. So today I went to the Trek store. They have a bike store here in the city of Gothenburg, and I kind of want to touch and feel the bikes, right? So I'm in the bike picking mode. I will get a new bike. I have a Bianchi. It's like the king of the king of the flats, but it's pretty old, and I think I need something new for this adventure, right? So I've been checking out a new one. This is the Trek Domane. L5, that's aluminum 5. It has a carbon fork. It's a Shimano 105. The gears, disc brakes. It's like maybe around 10 kilos or something. It seems to be really good endurance bike. Right, so some photos. I will see if I can post them online later. It has a pretty decent price tag as well, like 22,000 Swedish crowns. But I will share a bit more about the bike later, but I think it looks pretty cool. Maybe I want something with more colors, but you know, let's see, let's do some research. So that's what I wanted to share today. The distances, how to calculate, how to think about it, what's the reasoning behind the different distances, the average speeds, and how much you can actually take per day, and also, you know, some nice info about bikes. I love biking. Okay, so that's it. Bam! Stay strong, go out bike, do something. Movement. Bada bing. Ciao.